What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Herco8 here. I know it's been a while since I made another video, but I am back. So previously in my part 1 of my CompTIA video on how to pass CompTIA exams, I got a lot of feedback. I mean a lot of feedback. More feedback than I was expecting, but I appreciate it. And I hope that that video will help you all. If you haven't watched it, you can click here or wherever I'm gonna have it. But just watch that video and hopefully it will help you pass that exam. I've tried to answer every comment that I can get to, so if I haven't got to your comment, I'm sorry. But if you have any questions, leave some comments below, and I will definitely get to them. Before you watch this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. I got more content coming on the way. And I do want to point out this video is not a study guide on how to pass exams, all right? I don't want you to think that this is a study guide or this is, you know, stuff that talks about ports or security enhancements or anything that deals with the exam. It's not about that. Instead, what I thought I should do was kind of go over some questions that some YouTube comments that some people left. And that way, hopefully it will help the next guy out. So without further ado, let's hop into the video.
Now turn up.
All right, so the first question is from Joshua A. He says, you think it would be okay to skip the A plus and just go to Net Plus and Security Plus? Joshua, if you're listening or anybody else is listening, it depends on what you're trying to do. So if you're wanting to get into the industry where you just want to work on computers and that's it, you want to work with the hardware, the motherboards, or if you want to just, you know, repair or rebuild operating systems, then yes, the A plus is something that will benefit you. It is a foundational of all of the exams, I will say that, but the A plus, you want to go with that first. If you don't really care about that, then you want to go to the networking and the Security Plus exam. These exams are built towards networking and building an infrastructure and securing that infrastructure. Obviously, Security Plus will definitely play a big role in that. And Network Plus is pretty much a foundation on how to deal with your network. There are different types of networks. You can have Active Directory, you can have Cisco, you can have Amazon, you can have Google, you can have Microsoft Azure. There's a lot of infrastructures that goes into networking. So networking is a foundation, but then you want to branch out. So like I said, Cisco with a CCNA or Amazon with Amazon certifications, something that you may want to look into if you want to go that route. All right, next is from Jason Corrello, I don't know. Do you recommend only focusing on getting each certification one at a time? Yes, all right. If you do want to get the trifecta, I mean, you want that A plus, Security Plus, Network Plus, study one at a time. If you're gonna go that route, get the A plus first. I say this because one, the A plus is split into 2 exams, so obviously that's more study materials. And 2, if you're paying for these vouchers, the A plus will come out more expensive on top. If I'm not mistaken, the A plus is $203 per exam, so that's $406 just to get the A plus certification, while the Network Plus is around $200 and the Security Plus is around $300. Obviously, the Security Plus will hold more weight, but the A plus is something to look into because, like I said before, it's a foundation of all of the certifications all together. All right, next we have Abdul Al-Tom here, Al-Tom. I don't know if I said that right. I really apologize. But he says, guys, please can I have some resources to study for the A plus 220-902 exam. I just passed 220-901. Got a 725 score. It's not what I wanted, but fine. Happy smiley face. All right, so if you watch my previous video, which again, really did help a lot of people, I did name a lot of resources that you can go to. There's plenty of apps. There's flashcards. There's Professor Messer. There's Cert Blaster. There's Cert Master from CompTIA themselves. Or you can go to the library, check out books. There's a lot of books. Mike Myers, I know, is one. It's a very, very popular one that has practice tests in the back of the book, and you can kind of quiz your stuff. You can make even flashcards, or you can even take the objectives of what CompTIA offers and just study off of that. If you already know the different type of ports, then move along. Go into the motherboard. Go into a different type of CPU sockets. Go into different command prompt commands. Go into different terminal commands. You know, just keep looking for resources. There's a lot of free resources. Obviously, the quality and the best resources are paid for, but there are a lot of free resources, and the number one free resource that I always recommend is, of course, Professor Messer. All right, next we have Ross Romeller. I'm sorry. Thank you for the guidance. Just subscribe. Thanks. Currently on my last week of class for my A+, and it seemed daunting to say the least. We'll offer vouchers for the test, but I don't think I feel ready at this point. I'm new to IT world and would like to ask how any performance questions did you, I guess he meant how many performance questions did you do on the test? Also, what were they like? All right, so Ross, I do want to point out that A+ can be a little daunting at times. Trust me, been there, done that, understand. But if you're new to the world of IT, don't try to study like cram study and then take the exam. You want to study and then kind of get some hands-on experience. So if you have a computer, which I would expect you do, hop into command prompt, learn some of the commands, go into the control panel, look at the different applets that the control panel offers. That's what they're called. They're called applets. And just kind of play around, see what you can mess with. Obviously, you don't want to make any changes. If you feel uncomfortable with that, then get kind of like a free version of Windows. I believe Windows 10 Enterprise has a 90-day trial. You can use that, create a virtual box, and put the Windows 10 Enterprise evaluation trial, whatever you want to call it, put that inside a virtual box and then play around with that. Obviously, you can't break Windows if it's inside of a virtual box because you can just kill it. All right. Or if you have a old junky laptop that you're not using, install Windows 7 onto that. You don't have to activate it, just install it and mess around with the features inside of Windows 7 because that's what CompTIA is focused on. Windows 7, Windows 8.1, Windows 8, and yeah, that's about it. Windows 10 is not on the CompTIA exam, so you don't have to worry about that, okay? Sean Phillips, I am a computer newbie. I passed 901, good job. And what is the best way to break up and organize the subjects in studying for 902? Should I study everything all together or should I separate and study each OS individually? Hashtag need help ASAP. My little bootcamp voucher expires in 2 weeks and I want to at least come close to passing it. Currently been using Exam Compass, Professor Messer, and thinking about breaking down getting a Cert Blaster because I really had trouble with simulation questions and it worked for me with my 901 exam. Thanks for any assistance. First off, I do want to say that I already gave advice to Sean when he submitted this question, but to anyone else in the same boat or same situation, the best way to break down studying for any exam on a CompTIA is to go by the objectives, all right? 902, even though it has Windows, Apple, Mac, and Linux, it's mainly Windows, all right? So put majority of your focus into Windows. Of course, you want to know about Mac, about the time machine, and put up terminal. Of course, you want to know about Linux and obviously put up terminal. But Windows is where it's at because majority of the world uses Windows, all right? You're probably watching this on a Windows machine if you're on a computer, probably. All right, but anywho, break down the objectives. Each CompTIA exam has the objectives. All right, look at those and it goes from the top to the bottom. All right, once you master 1.1, move on to 1.2. Once you master 1.2, move on to 1.3. All right, and that way you can kind of get an idea of what to expect on the exams because whatever is in the objectives, it's going to be in the exams. If it's not on the objectives, it's not going to be in the exam. So that's something that you should look out for as well. All right, Jeff Francis. Good video on how to pass 901 test. Thank you, sir. I've taken this test 3 times and I came up short every time I'm taking it. I struggle with studying heaps of information and trying to memorize it all on the test. I looked at Professor Messer's site with videos and they seem to help out, but I haven't been able to sit down and view all the videos posted. I bought Professor Messer's $20 PDF notes and went over them. I will continue to use alternative methods of studying and see what comes out of this. Thanks. All right, so even though this wasn't a question, I feel like that it should still be mentioned that when studying for this exam, or any exam for CompTIA for that matter, you don't want to try to cram everything into your brain and try to go on test day and pass the test. It's not going to work because there's so much information that's covered with the CompTIA exams that you're bound to kind of slip up. Unless you have an awesome memory and an awesome brain, you're bound to slip up. So take your time, study one at a time, and just, get a nice little pace. And only take the exam when you're ready. I get it, you may have a voucher that's about to expire, but a voucher is good for 1 year. So as soon as you get that voucher, that's when you should, kind of study a little bit harder and a little bit smarter and trying to build on your stuff. Now, if you're paying for the voucher yourself, then don't buy the voucher unless you got at least an 80% idea on what's going to be on the exam, on what you should expect on the exam. All right, that's just my recommendation. If you want to get the voucher now and you think you can pass within a year, then go ahead and do that. But if you're not ready, then just don't do that. All right. So I hope that helped. If it didn't, I'm sorry. But these are tips that help me, and hopefully it can help you as well. I also want to point out that Professor Master videos really do help, and since you bought that PDF file, they go hand in hand with the video. So whatever on the videos is going to be in that PDF file. So before you take the exams, just give yourself a day, maybe 2 days. Just watch all the videos. Take notes if you have to, even though all the notes will be on that PDF file. I hope this helped. All right, next we have Infinity CL. Question: how long did it take for you to pass the A+ with studying? Also, are you employed? And if so, what is your position, if you don't mind telling? Thanks. All right. So, with the A+, okay. So when I studied for the A+ exam, I was a little bit nervous, all right? I already have some IT background, or I should say computer background with me, but I never passed any type of certification like this before. Now, the way that I studied, for the 901, I went ahead and bought the Cert Master, yes. Cert Master from CompTIA. And I was blessed, since I was a military guy, I was able to have Skillport, which was pretty much a test just like the CompTIA test. It's 90 questions, it gives you an hour, but unlike the CompTIA exam, it shows you what answer is wrong, and it lets you know why the other 3 answers are not the right answers. And I think that will really help me, because sometimes you may get a question where you may think 2 answers are the same and you don't know which one to pick. So by knowing why one answer isn't the correct answer, I think that was very helpful right there. But anyways, so it took me about 2 weeks to study for the 901, and then gave myself a week after that, then 2 weeks to study for the 902, passed both on the first try, gave myself maybe 3 hours a day to study for those 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, everybody's different. They're not gonna study the same, but again, because I already knew a lot of the stuff on the exam, I didn't even study as much, but I wanted to know what CompTIA wanted me to know, and I think that's what helped me pass the most. All right. Finally, we have I Am the Doctor. All right, just curious, if you can recall the range of hours you studied for the Security Plus and Net Plus. All right, so just like the A+, it took me 2 weeks to study for the Net Plus. All right, I was already used to the exams. I knew what to expect, but networking is totally different from the A+. So gave myself 2 weeks to study, and I was very nervous. There's a lot of things on that Net Plus that I really didn't have no clue about, like the different routing techniques. And he even had some Cisco questions up there that will be more familiar if you're used to CCNA questions. So they really did throw me off, but I did pass it. As far as Security Plus, because the A Plus and Network Plus is a foundation on top of Security Plus, I only needed a week to study, so I was able to get through that. Gave myself maybe 4 hours using that, I guess. Yeah, 4 hours a day. with that. So that really did help me out as well, because I already passed Net Plus and A Plus as well. And just want to say that to me, the Security Plus was much easier than Network Plus. That's just my opinion.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Hercules again. I totally forgot to answer Ross' other question. So if you're watching this video, thank you again. But I wanted to talk about PBQs, or performance-based question. This question was brought up a lot as I went through those comments, and it posed a threat to a lot of people. PBQs are one of those things that can determine if you pass or not. I recommend that you get some sort of labs going on. So Cert Blaster or Cert Master, or even the GTS Learning Self book that I will put in the link below. Just so you know, I'm not being sponsored for anything like that. So don't think that I'm trying to get you to click on something. I'm not. I just want to give you the help that helped me out. I do trust this material, and it will give you everything that you need to know. The only thing you need to know is the basic concepts such as the internet, using the keyboard and mouse, and accessing folders and files. And I'm pretty sure if you got this far, then you know how to do that. So if you understand those things, the study guide should be a breeze. Alright, so let's talk about what a PBQ should look like and what to expect when you take that exam. Alright, you're going to be giving a scenario. This is your scenario right here. So as you can tell, it says please format drive D of this computer. Make sure to use the quick format option. Alright, now the great thing about the performance-based questions is that a lot of the stuff is locked down. Obviously, that's a good thing, because if you're not sure where to go, you can just start clicking on anywhere, and then it can kind of give you that idea like, oh, I need to do this. So if we try to go to the calendar, can't do that. We try to go to music, can't do that. We try to go to videos, we can't do that. But if we go to desktop, boom, we can do that. All right, so I need to format the drive. How do I do that? Go to recycle bin? No. Go down here? No. Somewhere down here? No. But how about the computer? Boom, got it. Now we have 3 drives. Obviously, we need to format the D drive. The only one that starts for D is this one right here. We don't know what to do. We can't double click it, so we might have to right click it. All right, format, boom. All right, and we're looking here to see what the options are. It doesn't specify which options you need. You just need to format. Obviously, quick format is already checked. We hit start, hit OK, let it do its thing, and boom, format complete. And that's it. You don't have to close out of all of the windows. You just hit done, and it's gonna ask you, are you sure you want to submit this question? And boom, that's it. That's the only thing. Another thing that might help you is just to practice your command prompts. So go ahead and type help. All right, go through all the commands and see what does each command means. Your popular ones are going to be CD for change directory, or dir for directory, the list of files and the folders in that directory. Del, obviously that means delete, remove, rename, replace, stuff like that. So you're going to want to have to go over these commands and kind of get an idea of what these commands mean. Now, just so you don't break anything, I recommend doing this on a computer you don't care about, or download a Windows 10 evaluation ISO and throw that into a sandbox. You can Google how to do that. It's real simple. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to set up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to throw that in there because I forgot to mention that while I was in front of the camera.
Well, guys, I hope that helped. If I didn't answer your question, I'm sorry. But I will answer any questions below. So again, if you have any questions about the CompTIA exams, whether it's A+, Security Plus, or Network Plus, drop them in the comments below. All right, if you like this video, give me some thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me some thumbs down. If you have any questions on how I should approve this video, please leave them down in the comments below. All right, that's all I got. It's your boy Hercules. I'm out of here. Peace.
Don't touch mine.